New tonight on KGW News, a frighteningly close call as a plane nearly crashes into a car. Plus, why 3 men are now charged with trying to kill a passenger on a TriMet bus.
It was a very brutal attack on this man.
Then, after 100 days in ICE custody, how a Portland mother of 4 finally walked free. And later, SNAP payments stop as the government shutdown drags on.
What businesses across Portland are doing to help those losing their benefits.
You know, it's got a lot of people upset, including us, so we're just doing our part.
First at 11, 3 men are now behind bars accused of brutally beating a passenger on a TriMet bus. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko, and what may be just as disturbing, the circumstances authorities say that led to that assault. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom to walk us through how it unfolded. Alma?
David, the victim in this case, a 50-year-old man just trying to get to his job on October 15th, was beat so badly, deputies say, that he ended up in the hospital with facial fractures, a broken nose, and a brain bleed.
At Southeast 142nd and Stark.
It's shocking in the sense that it was so out of proportion to the situation that was going on.
A brutal attack at this stop following, deputies say, a disagreement.
There's a multi-person fight on the bus.
They began punching and slapping him, and at one point, at least one of them was stomping on his head.
The alleged assault by 3 men on a passenger, a 50-year-old man who was trying to get to work. According to court documents, those 3 suspects tried to board the bus, but one of them was smoking. The driver told him he couldn't do that, leading to a delay. That delay upsetting the victim, officers reported. After a back and forth, the victim rushed forward, trying to shoo them off. But a fight broke out instead.
And they're still fighting, and police are responding.
The reaction was just way, way out of proportion, and they're charged with attempted murder for their actions.
The 3 people have now walked away from the bus, but the person is still down on the ground in front of the doorway.
Transit police arrested all 3 suspects soon after, as paramedics brought the victim to the hospital.
He was beat up by 3 unknown individuals. He was witnessed by the bus driver. It looked like they punched him several times. They did take turns stomping on his head.
Meantime, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, which leads the multi-agency transit police unit, stresses they want riders to feel safe on TriMet.
TriMet provides over 1 million rides a year, and these really heinous assaults are very rare.
Now, deputies say that the victim is still in the hospital. As for the transit police unit, you may remember Portland police withdrew from the force back in 2020, but rejoined a couple of months back. That brings the total number of officers and deputies to 31. David?
Thanks, Alma. Appreciate your reporting tonight. Well, to an update tonight on a Portland mother who is now free after she spent more than 100 days in federal custody. Jackie Merlos is now back in Portland, where she was reunited with her 4 children. You might remember U.S. Customs and Border Patrol took her into custody in June when she says she was visiting family at a park that spans the U.S.-Canadian border. At the time, CBP claimed she was, quote, attempting to smuggle illegal aliens into the U.S., end quote. A judge dismissed charges against Merlos earlier this month, though she remained in custody until today. Congresswoman Maxine Dexter, who posted this message tonight, was among those pushing for her release.
It's extraordinary, and it's a reminder of our combined power and our ability to seek justice, even in these times of incredible injustice.
Merlos's release came just hours after a petition was filed challenging the legality of her continued detention. According to court filings, Merlos is not a U.S. citizen but has a pending visa. Merlos's husband, who was also arrested in June, has been deported. Well, that news comes as protests over immigration enforcement continue in the Rose City, and with the very real possibility that National Guard troops could hit the streets. So here's where that stands. On Friday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals temporarily suspended its earlier ruling to allow deployment until 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's to give it time to consider whether a larger panel of judges should rehear the matter. Now, keep in mind, this only applies to the restraining orders in place. There's also a larger lawsuit with Oregon, California, and the city of Portland suing the Trump administration over the planned appointment. That 3-day trial is now set to begin on Wednesday. We, of course, will keep you updated. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, one person is dead following a shooting in northeast Portland. Authorities say they responded to reports of shots fired around 5:30 this evening on northeast 125th Place in the Argay Terrace neighborhood. When they arrived, officers found one man with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. The suspect or suspects took off. Anyone with information should call Portland Police. In Clark County, deputies are asking for help finding the person who shot and killed a man in northeast Vancouver. This was just before 8 Sunday morning at the Alderbrook Apartments. The sheriff's office says the victim was shot while in the front seat of a car. Some neighbors tell us they are so shaken they're considering moving.
Kind of want to get out of this area because it's the third event in this general, like within our 10-minute radius.
We always felt like this apartment complex was a little like standalone, because if you just walk anywhere outside, it does seem a little more crazy.
Witnesses saw two masked men near the victim's vehicle before they drove off. Authorities believe they were last seen in a red Lexus that was found this morning, they say, in Multnomah County. Also in Vancouver, police are looking for a man they say assaulted a jogger on Sunday morning. The woman telling police she was jogging on Southeast 99th Avenue just after 7 a.m. when a man on a bike rode up to her. She says he knocked her to the ground and assaulted her. Authorities say she was able to fight him off and he got away on his bike. Investigators say they are looking for a younger man who is wearing black jeans and a gray hoodie. And investigators say the fire that burned Portland City Councilor Candace Avalos' home, carport, and vehicle does not appear to be targeted at her. Fire crews responded to the Mill Park neighborhood just after 2:30 Sunday morning. Authorities now say it appears the blaze sparked in a storage shed next to Avalos' house, and there's no sign someone used an accelerant or incendiary device. Police say they are working to identify who is responsible and to determine a more specific cause. All right, in elections headlines now, State Senator Christine Drazan announced today she is once again running for governor of Oregon. Drazan, of course, lost to current Governor Tina Kotek by just over 3.5 percentage points in 2022. Well, when it came to Kotek, she said the governor, quote, may be in charge, but her state is out of control, end quote. Here's some of what Drazan outlined today at a shipbuilding business in Northwest Portland.
That means cut taxes. It means rush permitting. Grow our economy, get our parks and sidewalks back. Help people get sober and stay clean. More cops and fewer needles in our neighborhoods.
Marion County Commissioner Danielle Bethel, by the way, is also running for the GOP nomination. Primary next May, right? All right, let's take you outside now on this Monday night. A chance perhaps to finally catch our collective breath after that weekend super soaker. Matt's here with our first look at what's to come. Matt.
Hey, David, thanks very much. Here's a scene we haven't seen in 6 months or so. A snowy night up at Timberline Lodge. The trees are all coated, about 2 feet on the ground, which is great. 28 degrees up there right now. And then there's the 3-day rainfall. Friday was the big soaker. That's when we had the atmospheric river, followed by a second storm on Saturday, and then those active showers. Yesterday added up to a little over 1.5 inches in Portland, a little bit more than that in Vancouver. Astoria over 3.5 inches. McMinnville and Hillsborough, as you see that. So some really healthy amounts. But you know what? There's still a chance that we can finish the month of October with below average rainfall, if you can believe that or not. But I think there's a good chance that we don't as well. And this is why one atmospheric river approaching us tomorrow night. It's pretty weak. We'll get light rain out of that. Then this one approaches Friday night actually. But I think it'll arrive late enough that the trick-or-treating hours will be dry. It's going to be a close call. We'll be keeping close tabs on this throughout the week, so don't be surprised if the forecast changes. Hey, it's going to be wet for Halloween, but right now, I think it'll be dry. And look at this. This is the rainfall through Wednesday morning, and then nothing until Friday at 2 o'clock, okay? So that means Friday until that time is dry, and even into Saturday morning is dry. You know where all the rainfall is, though? Here comes after that as we get into the weekend, and then farther north, much heavier amounts. So that's where that atmospheric river is going to be focused as we go into the weekend. So a little light rain Tuesday, mild and dry. Wednesday and Thursday look really nice. And again, we're hoping for a treat for Halloween, David.
Yeah, a treat in the form of dry weather would be great. Thanks, Pat. Well, we are quickly approaching 4 weeks since the federal government shut down, with hundreds of thousands of federal employees missing their first paychecks. Here's a quick snapshot. This weekend, Thousands of flights were delayed as airports deal with staffing shortages. TSA officers you see and air traffic controllers are considered essential, so they have to keep working, though they are not getting paid. It turns out many are calling out sick because they say they cannot afford to pay for things like gas or childcare. Meanwhile, both Republicans and Democrats in Congress continue to blame each other for the ongoing shutdown. And new tonight, with the extended shutdown comes a looming pause on SNAP benefits, something 42 million Americans and 1 in 6 Oregonians count on. As Catherine Cook shows us, several local businesses are now stepping up.
It would be pretty easy to just kind of look the other way.
In Southeast Portland's Montevilla neighborhood,
It's like, well, this isn't affecting me, or it's not affecting my neighbors.
that's not how Michael Cora sees things. When he learned people who use SNAP benefits would stop receiving them November 1st, it stung.
My wife and I were just sitting there talking before I left for work one morning, and she's almost in tears, just kind of like, this is so upsetting. I can't believe this is happening, and it was just like, we got to do something.
Cora owns Montevilla Brew Works. On Thursday, from 3 until 9, he's holding a fundraiser. 2 non-perishable food items will get customers $1 off their first pint. Donations will go to Mainspring Community Pantry in Northeast Portland. Executive Director Kyle Urban says if the shutdown continues, they won't have enough food for the people they serve.
A lot of our seniors, especially, that are on a very fixed income and rely on food stamps every single month. So yeah, they are absolutely scared.
On Southeast Belmont, Astra is giving away 100 vegan Thanksgiving meals for 2 for those who've lost SNAP benefits. In an Instagram post, they expressed anger and frustration over what's happening and their love for Portland. Many other businesses are doing the same.
Starting November 1st, Heretic Coffee here in Southeast Portland will offer free breakfast every day for those losing SNAP benefits.
For those who aren't struggling financially, Heretic is accepting donations to cover the cost of SNAP breakfasts. They plan on serving them until benefits are reinstated. This is Portland.
We're just doing our part.
Not looking the other way.
It really does affect everybody.
In Southeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.